welcome to a live Shaw Sports presentation.
Welcome to Kinnistook Stadium in Nanaimo for the first ever BC League One Vancouver Island Derby between, in white, the Victoria Highlanders, in blue, Harbourside FC. Dan Marshall and Tony Trozo on the call upstairs. Tony, a beautiful evening for this first ever Vancouver Island Derby.
What a perfect way to start off the long weekend. It's 23 degrees outside here in Nanaimo, and like you said, a derby matchup to kick things off here. Looking forward to a great game here, and it's going to be a good one.
For Victoria, the starting 11, in goal, Melina Ramirez. Number 2, Avery Neistat. Number 3, Lily Manel-Fretwell. Number 4, Mara Lecleary. Number 5, Cameron Kurtz. Number 6, Julia Manel-Fretwell. 11 is Megan Faulkner. 14, Sophie Murphy. 15, Sophia Jones. 17, Kara Heyman. And 18, Taya Scory. For Harbourside FC, Danielle Robertson. First game in goal for her new team. She's wearing the red. And the 10 runners: number 2, Cassidy Byrne. Number 4, Kara Dunlop. Number 6, Ava Alexander. Number 8, Mary Nichols. Number 13, Olivia Mazarenko. Number 14, Jillian Stewartson. Number 17, Erin Jensen. Number 19, Jasmine Wilkinson. Number 21, Nicole Follietta. Number 24, Emma Skalick. And the assistant is running the bench today, what we've been told, for the Victoria Highlanders, in Jan Roth, and Bobby Taylor, the head coach for Harbourside FC, as we get set to get this going. And Tony, I know you were trying to, during warm-up, ascertain what formations we're going to see, and based on what we see lineup-wise, what are you seeing?
I mean, from Harbourside right now, just taking a look at it here, looks like they've got the classic 4 at the back and 4 through the midfield, but maybe set up through that diamond in the middle, having that 1 center defensive mid and the 1 center attacking mid. We'll see how that progresses throughout the game here.
Ball headed well away by Kara Dunlop. Watching training this week in Harbourside, and certainly battles and trying to find space were key for Coach Bobby Taylor. Dunlop will play it back. The captain in control, that's Mary Nichols, wearing the armband. You'll notice the football lines here on the stadium, so it can be a little bit different to see where that ball is, especially on the far sideline. And there's a run down the flank now, and the ball goes out and into touch.
Well worked there as well, getting the ball quickly to the outside, and that's going to be key here, spreading the width of the field here, and a good chance here at that far side. We'll see how they progress here on this throw-in. Looks like they're lining up for a deep one here.
High ball in, tipped towards the middle, but then knocked away on towards center. Highlanders attempting a foray into Harbourside territory. Ball laid back. Scory over on this near sideline. Murphy from there puts it ahead. Faulkner to the side.
That's a great swinging ball to the outside there by Victoria.
An attempt to put that to the left flank almost worked, but not quite. Back to the keeper, and Robertson is just going to lash that away towards that far sideline, and that breaks up some of that Highlanders pressure.
Absolutely. Smart play there as well. Just early touch there for the goalkeeper, Danielle Robertson. Just want to get that ball away as quickly as possible. You don't want a funny bounce maybe on the artificial turf, but a smart play there just to get that up near the center line.
Game number 5 of the season already for Harbourside, so their first year in League One soccer, and they're getting a lot of early season tests. Meanwhile, for the Highlanders, just their 3rd game. But coming off a bye week, there's that rest versus rust theory. Do you subscribe to one or the other?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely something that you're going to see here in terms of, I don't know how you jump off having that full week off, and 2 weeks off, pardon me, I should say. But I think it's been a good start here early on for Victoria, and we'll see here if they're able to use that little extra rest week here to their advantage early on in the warm summer day here in Nanaimo.
There's an off and out, and the Highlanders will try and regroup again. Harbourside with the intercept. Laid nicely back on that far side. Tipped and just barely kept in. Ball now floated out into touch, and once again, that's going to be a Highlander ball. And very difficult with a bit of a breeze going to get anything that in terms would be a high arcing ball. The breeze really picked up, actually, since we just started the match.
Yeah, we'll see there as well, and that's going to play a factor as well in those high swinging balls as well. We'll see if they're going to try and play the ball maybe a little bit lower here. I'd anticipate that with the big win factor.
Nichols moves it out to the flank. There's a good ball ahead, but picked off the defense by Neistat. second wave for Harbourside, and the ball right in towards that middle area.
Just a step ahead there, but that was a great look for Harbourside. Well worked through the middle and then just maybe a step ahead. But that's a good start, and that's a good sign there for Nanaimo.
Watching training yesterday, and Jasmine Wilkinson was someone that even in training stood out, and there was number 19 almost on the business end of that opportunity.
Yeah, I can definitely expect to see her near the top of the formation here and getting a lot of touches on the ball here tonight.
Aaron Jensen's up front trying to press the keeper now as well. Nystad's going to have to move it quickly and does. Faulkner for the Highlanders. Nice job to wriggle free and get it forward. Now it's touched back to her. 0-0 in the 5th minute now here at Kikinishtuk Stadium in Nanaimo. Nichols plays the ball back to Robertson. Possession so key. I think especially in the women's game, possession might even be a bit more key than in the men's game that we'll see here after this game concludes the first ever men's derby match between the Highlanders and Harbourside. Nichols will play it back to the keeper once more, and they're trying to get organized. Ball goes out to the side for Cara Dunlop, and Cara Dunlop was a fantastic player at the university level here for Vancouver Island University, and there's a good connection in Nanaimo with VIU, the university, and obviously this Harbourside team. Yeah,
you can see there's a lot of VIU connections here in the starting 11 here for Harbourside, and you're going to see the same thing for the men as well, and that's just great, a part of the whole development process here, and it's great for Soccer Canada, just trying to build up the resume on both sides, and you can see how far the game has came for Canada soccer over the last 10, 15 years.
Well, and on Vancouver Island, there's so much to shoot for now as a young football player, soccer player, where you've got the Canadian Premier League, you've got university soccer, you've now got League One soccer for the men and the women, so there's a lot of options, and the national team playing well, the Vancouver Whitecaps now into their 2nd decade of play, so I think it's really brought opportunities to light for youngsters playing the game more so than ever before.
Absolutely, and it's great to see, like, all across Canada as well. Like, the game has just become so much bigger, and leagues like this is a prime example of where that's coming, and it's just so great to see.
On that far side with it, Murphy trying to move it ahead. Blocked, and Murphy will have a throw-in opportunity on this near sideline. High ball in, well cut out, and Dunlop gets that ahead with some venom, and Jensen's going to tip it back, but only Highlander defenders are there. Victoria looking to get a reset. Ball moved forward. Here's Faulkner trying to cut across to the left. That's a good ball down that left sideline. An opportunity maybe for a cross to the middle, and the ball scooped in. Well held onto by Robertson, but that ball to that left flank, a beautiful feed.
Yeah, brilliant ball there, and this play just perfectly defended as well, sliding in there. Robertson able to get the hands on that, but that was a perfectly played ball to that outside position there.
Sophie Jones had, I think, the shoot or the pass option there, but Danielle Robertson was able to get that ball away, and we're still 0-0. Now in the 7th minute here, Highlanders FC, Harbourside FC, and the Victoria Highlanders have the ball, and they're going to completely reset and play in the keeper, Milena Ramirez. Easy for me to say.
And the two teams are going to square off again 2 more times in Victoria. That's going to be at the beginning of July as well, so the two teams will get to see each other once again.
This season will run through right until the end of July, and there was a ball ahead, and Faulkner was open, the ball just a bit too far forward, but that'll be one that Harbourside will want to watch, with Faulkner getting in behind the defenders there. The ball was just not quite in her grasp. Scory will take control of it. Nice ball in, opportunity on that far side once again, and that's the 2nd time that Sophia Jones has been in an open position on that left side. That's apparently who they want to get the ball to and move it from that left side.
I was just going to say, it looks like they're really working towards getting the ball over to that left side of the field in terms of cutting the ball back as well. I think that's going to be something we're going to see throughout the rest of this game here. Obviously just 8 minutes in, but you mentioned 2 times and a 3rd time earlier as well. So that's definitely something that we're going to see and keep an eye on as this game progresses.
So far, Jones, that little half chance that was stopped by Robertson, the only real chance either way thus far that has troubled one of the goalkeepers, and Robertson's going to take this and spray it out to the side, and Nichols is going to have to hurry and just plays it over the byline, and Victoria gets a somewhat deep throw here.
Absolutely. We'll see if they're going to go deep here as well. Looks like they might have something set up here just for the quick back, but something you're going to see as well, I've noticed a lot more in the girls' game, they can throw the ball quite far, and maybe a deep one here into the box, and here it comes.
And there's a cluster of players still on that left side, and only one player up alone in the box area that time. Harbourside looking to spring Jensen. Nice cut towards the middle, but the ball is knocked on and back effectively by Murphy. Highlander ball moved out to that left side. And they'll try and organize from the midfield. Nice ball through from Murphy. Opportunity on the run. Faulkner, but well defended as Nichols got there. And that's a great 1v1 play defensively.
Yeah, brilliantly done there from Nichols. Just getting her foot into position there and steering it to the outside. So we're going to take a look at the replay here. Well worked in, but just getting that right foot in front. Nicely done there. But a chance here for Victoria, first corner of the game.
It'll be taken by the flag. And we talked about that wind, and it seems to be kind of ebbing and flowing. But on that far sideline, as Tony mentioned, here's the game's first corner, and Highlanders flood in. Faulkner top of the box, ball eludes her, but it's still bounding around in front of that Harbourside goal. Highlanders trying to set up on this near sideline. Moving it down and in is Murphy. Murphy towards the middle. First touch and now possession from Faulkner, but the second touch is the one that let her down. The first touch was good. Jensen trying to get control back for Harbourside at center, and nicely laid off on that far side. Good feet ahead, and here goes Wilkinson. Wilkinson in a 1v1, trying to move towards the middle, trying to get that ball onto the left foot, but couldn't get the shot through as she was swarmed. Just Tony in that motion of shooting.
Absolutely, and Wilkinson there, we've talked about her earlier on in this game, but you can see she looks like she could be an absolute difference maker out there, just quickly moving the ball back to the middle, so close to getting that cut-in motion and the shot off, which is a very dangerous spot for a goalkeeper with that cut-in motion, but well defended from Victoria.
It's early, but it does look like number 15, Jones, is the target up front for the Highlanders, and number 19, Wilkinson, is the target up front for Harbourside. Long ball over the top, and Robertson has an easy catch. And you can see, it's strange, you can see the 18 and the 6-yard boxes here in the yellow lines, but sometimes they're dwarfed by the football lines at the side of the pitch as well, Tony.
Yeah, I'm having some trouble as well with that as well. The yellow maybe not grabbed by my eyes as well. I don't know if it's the same for you, but it's definitely starting to kind of morph together there. We'll see if hopefully we don't have any not sure moments there, but definitely a nice stadium here in Nanaimo.
Beautiful weather, gorgeous stadium, long weekend, and you couldn't ask for much more than this for the first ever Island Derby. And Ramirez has the ball back, and the Highlanders will look to try and move forward. Harbourside's given up 19 goals on the young season, but 2 of those games against Notsamot, they gave up 15. Notsamot, an absolute juggernaut, undefeated in this league right now. So the stats may be for Harbourside a bit skewed because of those 2 games where Notsamot was absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, what a start to the season for them. Unbelievable. And, you know, when you go up against a team like that, I guess it's just trying to limit the damage. But early on in the season as well, teams are coming together and start trying to build that chemistry as well. So I'm sure when they get another chance at them later in the season, it might be a little bit closer, and I'm sure they'll be anticipating the same.
Harbourside looking for their first win, but coming off 2 weeks ago, a 1-1 draw against TSS Rovers, so at least finding a point on the stat sheet in that 1-1 draw. Wilkinson moving in for Harbourside, left-footed effort, and just stopped in time. What a good diving stop by Ramirez to keep this 0-0.
What a strike there from Wilkinson, and early on here, she is showing how good of a player she is, just taking the ball quickly up, and that as well something to keep an eye as we take the replay here. It's that quick decision to get that shot off as well, well outside the 18, but just taking on that first touch right here, and it was very well struck and a great save there for Ramirez. But an early chance here, first corner of the game for Nanaimo.
And will Wilkinson be a target in the box for this as well? High ball in, headed by Dunlop, and that's going to go towards the end line. But the first corner from Harbourside FC. I love the shot selection there from Wilkinson, where I'm thinking the whole time, okay, she's going far post, and then bends it back in near post, but Ramirez read it well.
Absolutely, and that's just a sign of a great player there. Just taking your chances whenever you get them as well, and it earns them a great corner there, and it was a really well-kicked corner as well. Swung in nice to the middle, but yeah, Wilkinson is definitely a player to keep an eye on tonight.
Skallick was just putting on a good press for Harbourside. Now Harbourside looking forward. There's a long ball down that right side. Ramirez coming way out, and she's caught. Ball loop towards the goal line. 1-0 Harbourside. Maybe an error in judgment from the keeper. But Harbourside has broken things open here with that ball lobbed in from the right side.
Nice touch there to finish things off. You know, like you said, Ramirez comes far outside the 18 there, and a goalie's first instinct, you got to go for it if you're going to go. And we take a look at the replay here. Just about as it goes over the goal line, about 35 yards out there maybe, but good start here for Nanaimo, 1-0 lead.
What a great delivery from Jensen from that right side. Presence of mind to loft it up over the keeper. She recognized that the goalie was out beyond the 18, and just a perfect chip, and there was no way for the defenders to get back in time.
What a start here, just 15 minutes in, an early lead here for Harbourside, and a brilliant start.
Coming off their first win in their last outing, 3-2 against TSS Rovers.
And I like the start, though, from Victoria. Obviously, they had a couple early chances there as well, but over the last 5 minutes or so, Nanaimo's turned things on a little bit here, and obviously results in the early goal.
Wilkinson with that great chance. Ramirez a fine stop, but then just moments later, Jensen down that right side. A ball well played into space, and then just lobbed in time and perfectly placed in the back of the net.
Yeah, brilliantly done there.
Matt Carter, the public address announcer, talking about that first goal and trying to get the crowd going as we see a ball that goes out in behind the byline. 16th minute here in Nanaimo at Kakinishtuk Stadium. 1-0 Jensen the tally for Harbourside FC. And always nice to get some joy at home in front of your own fans too.
Absolutely, and get them going early on here. Like we said, the early start, but if you get the fans engaged quickly, keeps them a little more motivated to stay throughout the rest of the game as well. But a perfect start here in the derby, up 1 before even the 20-minute mark here in front of the home crowd.
Highlanders looking to get up forward. Murphy looked like she was going on a run, thought better of it. Now they'll play back in Ramirez one more time.
I like that pressure there as well, and it makes the Highlanders turn things back quickly there. But Nanaimo's moving quickly up the field as well and playing very aggressive in the early goings of this game.
Emma Skallick had 2 goals in the last game for Harbourside, and she's one that's really initiated that press from the left side.
We'll see if that continues well here. And Follietta has a deep throw here, remember, from VIU, and you can see it there quickly down the sideline.
Highlanders come back the other way. Ball moved in towards the middle. Down the flank is Murphy this time, puts it a little bit further. Highlanders looking to get a chance near that corner flag, but well marshaled out of play there. And Robertson will be able to take the ball over, and Harbourside can start another foray here and move up.
Yeah, great body positioning there by Follietta, just keeping the ball to the outside, letting it roll all the way back for a goal kick. Victoria was obviously trying to move up quickly there, but well done from Follietta. And goal kick here. Looks like taking a look at something far sideline. Looks like should be good to go now.
Can't quite tell what the pause was, but we're back underway quickly, and there's Follietta near sideline. Ball taken back by the Highlanders, but Jensen a good smart press. The game's goal scorer, 1-0 Harbourside FC. Wilkinson on the move. Sprays it out on the right side, just out of the reach of the intended target, as she was hoping to spring Ava Alexander. Wilkinson looks across. Follietta was screaming for it. She was wide open on that left side, but the ball didn't get there, Tony.
Yeah, that was good look there, and you hear Foleyetta even from up here as well, screaming for it. If she was able to get that ball, she had a clear look. Wilkinson tried to get it out. Well defended, though, from Victoria, and then keeping that to the outside, and they get possession right back here. But Nanaimo really ramping things up here right now.
Melena Ramirez will control. First half continues along in the 19th minute. Harbourside in that 1-0 advantage. Foleyetta might get a clean steal on this. Moves it forward. Ball played in by Stewartson. Nichols trying to get forward. Nichols to the right side, Alexander. Alexander in a 1v1. Looking across that into the box. Wilkinson was there, but hammered away out towards center court. Nichols will move on it one more time. Clattering tackle there, and a good job by Stewartson to get it forward. Mazarenko will drop it back. And you can see some extra confidence here from Harbourside. Wilkinson on that ball. Cutting towards the middle again. A little drop off. A Harbourside steal, but Nanaimo well back defensively is Harbourside, not allowing the Highlanders to get forward. And there's Faulkner trying to move ahead, but the ball just rocketed out towards that far sideline. Good 1v1 battle there.
Yeah, that's great determination there. That ball looked like it was going to go out, following up on the play there, and it almost results in a chance there for Nanaimo.
McCleary just a good header. There was a ball looking dangerous towards that Highlanders net, but she was able to get the head on it just in the nick of time.
And we've talked about Wilkinson quite a bit earlier, obviously in the early goings here, but just a few moments ago on that attack, just that quick pass off there, just from the top of the 18, looked so calm on the ball as well, and that's key. Looks like she's in that center attacking mid-roll right now. But key to success there, just being calm and composed, and just a pass like that, you can see the confidence is definitely there for Wilkinson.
High deep throw, Jensen gets it headed on, but nobody there. Folietta's going to try and press as that ball goes to the near sideline. Kept in but turned over. Harbourside ball. And I think they might call that. You can see the official giving possession to the Harbourside team on that sideline. At least they thought it was Harbourside ball. I thought so initially it was Highlander ball, and that's exactly how it ends up by the end of that sequence. Highlander throw. Faulkner touches it towards the middle.
Mazarenko on the ball there as well, another VIU product.
The captain Nichols dropping it back. Moved ahead by Cassidy Byrne. Mazarenko will take it. Moving towards the midfield stripe. Good ball down that right wing. Tipped away, and down goes one of the Highlander defenders there, and we'll get some attention from the game official.
Good start here. Good start here. Just about 22 minutes in here. An aggressive play. Ball played quickly up. It's just a positive sign, though, from Nanaimo here in the early going. So since that goal has been scored, they've really put up the pressure, and it's quickly going forward, 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 and that's a sign of some confidence here from Harbourside.
Jensen was open in the middle, and this is not a good sign for Harbourside as Wilkinson went down, and she's still down, getting some attention here. But obviously she's going to be well marked as she's been a dominant player so far in the first half. Doesn't have the Harbourside goal, but has had some good looks and good possession, especially off that left foot.
Absolutely. We can take a look at the replay here once again. I think it was a high foot getting in on Wilkinson, and it is indeed. Good position here. Maybe a chance for Nichols to swing one into the middle. We'll see. Looks like the Highlanders have the high line set at the top of the 18 here.
Ball in, but just a bit too much, and Ramirez has an easy take. We talked about the breeze maybe being a factor on those long, high aerial balls, and perhaps that was the case there.
Absolutely. It started off looking really good. The wind definitely grabbed it, moved the ball quickly to Ramirez's hands, but definitely the wind playing a factor here midway through this first half.
Nichols punches the ball towards center court. Jones on that left side. Wins it back. And the Highlanders will regroup and reorganize.
looks like the Highlanders very content just moving the ball quickly from the back as well, slowing things down and just trying to get away quickly through. But Harbourside, a great job through the middle of the midfield right now, just keeping them to the outside.
There's a good long ball into space, and certainly there was space there, but nobody making the run, and that's maybe a case of miscommunication with a ball that was into a good spot. There were no Harbourside defenders there, but just out over the byline by the end.
Looks like potentially a water stoppage here. Obviously a warm day. I believe that was a signal from the referee. Yeah, it is a 2-minute water break.
1-0 Harbourside FC. A right wing opportunity put high over top of the keeper, well out. Aaron Jensen getting that 1-0 tally. Talked about it, that you love as the home team to have some joy on the scoreboard in the first half, trying to find traction in your first season. And so this is going to be a great rivalry for sure. Nanaimo Victoria, it doesn't matter the sport. It always is a great rivalry, and you'll get to see some of these first half highlights, including the 1-0 tally that I just talked about from Jensen putting that over the top.
And that's just a cheeky finish there as well. Brilliantly done on the first touch, chips it over the goalkeeper, and no chance there, the defender sliding back, but great touch there on the first from Jensen to open the scoring.
Give Neistat credit. She almost was able to track that down.
Yeah, but like you mentioned, the rivalry here is going to continue. Each team, obviously there's 8 teams total in the league here. They're going to play each other twice throughout the season for 14 games. And as I mentioned, they'll meet again on July 2nd. That one's going to be up in Victoria. The men's and women's side will both meet up there. But definitely a rivalry going to start brewing here. And as you mentioned, anytime you mention a Nanaimo, Victoria, any sport, any situation, it's going to continue to grow. But good start here between the two squads, and 1-0 here in the midway through half of for Harbourside here.
For me, I really liked the Highlanders in the first 10, probably liking Harbourside in the last 15.
I would definitely agree there. And you saw the early, we talked about it as well. They are swinging the ball to that outside left flank position there, Victoria was. And quickly, as soon as that final stop transpired there, Harbourside was able to go their way, get that chance from Wilkinson, the big save from Ramirez, and then quickly after that, the opening goal from Jensen.
The hydration break comes to a close, and we can see it from our vantage point here, and there will be some aerial shots over the course of the night. But in this sports district, you've got the Aquatic Center, which you can see on the far sideline from us. In behind our broadcast location, Soroxman Stadium, where the Nanaimo Night Owls and the Mid-Island Pirates play. And there was a baseball practice as we were getting going here. The Nanaimo Ice Center across the street. So then we've got the Rotary Bowl for track and field in behind. This is quite a little centerpiece sports-wise of Nanaimo that we're in tonight.
You love to see it as well, and obviously it's a sign of a growing community, and obviously VIU just behind us here as well. So it's just great to see, and a developing community here in Nanaimo getting bigger and bigger with the sports.
Wilkinson, right-footed delivery over on the flank. Alexander will look to get towards the middle. Nice job defensively by Manel Fretwell. Alexander still now draws a second defender. Ball into the middle, tip back to Ramirez, and some good control on that far sideline by Alexander. And once she drew 2 defenders, she knew there was somebody open, but it couldn't quite work.
That was very well worked there from Alexander. The patience shown there as well. Once a second defender draws in, she saw the quick gap, played it into the middle, and a good chance there once again for Harbourside.
Follietta tips the ball ahead. Wilkinson trying to one-touch it on. Jensen will throw it back. Mazarenko trying to control but dispossessed, and the Highlanders will take back control. Ball given away in the midfield, and this might lead to a Harbourside opportunity. Wilkinson, nice shift to get free. Moving towards the top of the box, wanted to play it off to a teammate after that gorgeous move, and I think everybody thought she might keep and unleash something, but it didn't work that way.
Definitely looked like it to me there, and the confidence from Wilkinson continues here. Brilliant move there into the middle and good position on that as well, but defended well in the end from the Highlanders.
Dunlop has to hurry back as the Highlanders are just offside. Fortunate there for Harbourside that Victoria was in an offside position.
Yeah, they had numbers going the other way as well there, just maybe a step or two ahead on this near side, but Well worked there, and they had a potential 3-on-2 brewing, but lucky, like you said there, for Nanaimo, just a step offside.
Tony, we'll watch the replay again, but on that goal from Harbourside, it may have been Alexander 6 and not 17 Jensen who scored. They were both in the celebration, so we'll take another look on the replay.
Absolutely.
When we get to halftime. But just getting a message from field level, and of course we're way far away from that far sideline, so apologies as we'll get a second look and see if it's Alexander rather than Jensen, who had that nice move and that nice shift over the goalkeeper from that right flank.
And it looks like we're going to take a look at the goal here once again.
Yep, and that's exactly it. They both came together, and it was Alexander who got it. So
she's been very prominent out there as well tonight. She's had a couple good moves early, just a few moments ago at that far side, and it looks like Nanaimo's earned a free kick in a very dangerous position here.
That's where it's nice that we've got such a great camera crew so we can see that again, because from our angle, both players were in the exact same spot. Ball to the middle. Oh, well cut out. That was looking like Wilkinson was going to get it to a teammate, but the Highlanders defensively able to cut that across, and they'll try and move away from the high press put on here by Jasmine Wilkinson.
Definitely
in midfield now.
Sorry, I didn't mean to step in there, but definitely looked like a set play there from the dead ball position as well. Wilkinson was trying to swing that one quickly on the ground into the middle, assuming she was going to get the ball back, but well defended there from Victoria.
Nichols, good ball in. Out of the near sideline, Follietta. High feed, headed on. Jensen trying to find it right at that top of the 18-yard box. Now Skalick, low drive, and if that wasn't tipped away, that would have given certainly Ramirez some difficulty.
Yeah, well worked once again. Harbourside earns another corner here, this time from the near side position. We'll see if the wind plays a factor here. Maybe they try and go a little bit lower, maybe a short ball, but Harbourside looks very good right now, all over in the attacking end.
Had to soak up a little bit of pressure, and we thought maybe that Sophie Jones on that left side was going to be open all first half. She had two great opportunities early, but I think Harbourside has shut down that and have really taken over control. We don't have a clock on the possession time, but it certainly is going Harbourside's way, we believe. Now as the ball is put in, Ramirez is down.
That's a brilliant save there, quickly. I'm not sure if the ball went off Harbourside or the Highlanders there, but Ramirez had to be sharp on that one. Just about a foot outside the goal line there. Dropped to her knees and made a big save there. Keeps us at 1-0 for Harbourside.
Perfect positioning down low on that far side post from us, but
take a look here. I think it went off a Harbourside foot. Brilliant ball played into the middle.
And there's heavy traffic there, but that's just a case of goaltender hugging the post and knowing that, hey, there's a lot of real estate on the other side, but she got down, made the stop, and of course, rather than parry it out when she's able to keep it as well, that's so critical. That gets parried out, it's a second wave opportunity. Alexander being pushed towards the side, and looked like she was going to get an opportunity there, but it's aggressively defended by two Harbourside defenders.
Yeah, the bouncing ball here, and just you see that right arm grab down on the Highlanders defender there. But Alexander continues to be a factor here. Obviously, she has the opening goal and a couple good looks here, but you can see that she's definitely going to continue to be a factor in this game.
Ball booted towards the near sideline. The Highlanders will take possession as we move into minute 30 in this first half. So a half hour in and 1-0 for Harbourside FC. And we got the scoring play correct now. Ava Alexander on that boot from the far side. Ball again near that sideline. 2v1 for Harbourside, and they get the ball. Skalick just about made the final move to get open. As the ball goes into touch, Follietta wanted it for Harbourside, but it's Highlander ball. Bounce forward towards Faulkner. It's been a long time since the Highlanders have been up, and that ball just goes out of the reach of Manel Fretwell. Harbourside again, Alexander. Moves it back to the midfield. Nichols. Dunlop on this near side. Follietta boots it back. It's going to chase Dunlop back further than she wanted, but
simple, smart play here from Harbourside, just gaining a little possession back in their own end. Obviously, they have the 1-goal lead here, just trying to get the right play as they work up the field. I like that, though, not trying to rush things here. And we've seen the Highlanders do this a lot more in this game, just playing out from the back. But a good look here from Harbourside.
I'm surprised maybe the Highlanders are sitting a little bit back further.
Yeah, it seems like they've dropped even after that 1 goal, after Harbourside got the opening goal. Obviously trailing by 1 now. They'll have to try and get a little more aggressive as this game progresses, but I definitely agree with that. They are sitting back a little bit more.
Robertson will come out and grab that ball, and she'll move towards the top of the 18. And you can tell as she put her hand up that the sun a bit of a factor in certain sight lines on the field here as it continues to set. But we won't need the lights for this match, even in the second half. In the men's match, certainly we will later on.
I was going to mention, yeah, 2 different factors there as well. Maybe in the men's match later, the sun isn't going to be a factor for the goalkeepers especially.
Here's Jensen. Far side, Alexander. Alexander taking on 2 defenders. Ball kicked away, and a transition opportunity for Victoria.
That's just a perfect ball there from Jensen to swing that over to the outside to Alexander. And exactly where you want it on your foot as well, to have a chance to cut back in the middle. Not the end result they're looking for, but a great ball there from Jensen to swing it out to the top of the 18 there.
And I think Alexander was looking for someone to give service to, but didn't really see it, and then the play started to break down.
Yeah.
Scory for the Highlanders. Now Neistat and Ramirez will regroup everybody. Along the deck, Scory.
And Nanaimo is just very quick on their pressure as well. It seems every time a ball is played into the middle from the Highlanders, Harbourside just quickly, and you see it once again here, just very quick on getting the ball back.
Dunlop, 1 touch to head towards Jensen. Jensen. Alexander once again in a 1v1 on that right side. Puts it across the middle. Wilkinson with a 1-touch back. Mazarenko tried to drive it in, but blocked off Mazarenko one more time. And she's all over this loose ball here. And once again, it's Harbourside controlling. Highlanders on the steal. Jones trying to wriggle free, but can't, as Mazarenko is back in pursuit of that ball again. Harbourside really forcing the issue right now.
Yeah, and I obviously the shot blocked there from Mazarenko, but I really like that from the top of the 18. Test the goalkeeper as much as you will. Obviously they have the early goal here, but a hard shot there from Mazarenko blocked, but they're applying all sorts of pressure right now here, and we'll see if they can try and grab another one before the end of this first half.
Into the 35th minute now, still 1-0 Harbourside. Ava Alexander with the lob ball from the right flank, the only tally thus far between these 2 teams in their first ever matchup in League One soccer. Wind kicks up a bit once more here. Ball thrown in. Wilkinson in the vicinity. Booted back to that far sideline, and Harbourside controls one more time. Alexander had it touched away. Highlander ball, but some contact there, and I think that will be once again given the Highlanders' way. It's a bit of a physical match right now, too.
Absolutely, and a player that I've noticed, obviously Alexander with the goal, but she's been very quick on trying to get the ball back as well. That's her 2nd foul here, but you like that. You like the aggressive edge there, and she's definitely a player that I've noticed here throughout the early goings of this game. Obviously, the 1 goal is one thing, but just quickly on the ball and staying very aggressive as well.
Jensen trying to power away down that right wing. Jensen gets it towards the corner flag, but just out and over. And that's a good power and speed run by Jensen to try and force the Highlanders defenders back.
Yeah, this attacking 3 here right now of Jensen, Alexander, and Wilkinson definitely starting to progress here. And you can see the chemistry forming as well. Obviously, Skalic as well here on the near side of the wing for Harbourside. But I like this here from Nanaimo, and they're continuing to stay very aggressive here, and looks like they're poised to potentially get another one. But you never know in soccer, the flow can change very quickly.
Well, it can be such a game of momentum. And you saw that 1-0 goal really shifted momentum Harbourside's way, and they haven't really relinquished that for most of this first half. Highlander ball. Moved out to the flank and touched on by Murphy. Nice step back. Now here comes the press from Wilkinson and now Jensen.
Yeah, the Highlanders just look very content right now, moving the ball slowly from the back. Obviously, they're looking for the proper way to get up the field here, and there's a chance here, maybe on this near side.
Murphy pursues. Dunlop is back, and a good 1v1 win there for Kara Dunlop, who's done that for Vancouver Island University for so many years as well.
Yeah, that's just brilliant body positioning there, keeping to the outside, earning the goal kick there for Harbourside. And you see that was about 15 yards there of positioning there from Dunlop to keep that out, and earns a goal kick here for Nanaimo.
Well, and that's critical too, is you're not just back there to make a tackle and give the thrower even a corner if it goes over that end line, but you're there and you can marshal it out as well, and that's just a veteran move. And there are lots of veterans playing in this league, even though certainly for Harbourside this is their first year, but it's a lot of veteran savvy for a lot of their players.
And that's so tough for an attacker as well in that position, trying to get the ball back, especially when the defender has the inside positioning, just trying to get in front without giving up a foul either. So brilliantly done there from Dunlop.
13 returnees for the Highlanders from last year's team. So you talk about experience. Well, certainly a lot of experience at this level for the Victoria Highlanders. 3 wins in last year's campaign, and obviously looking to better that here in 2023. Nichols back. Robertson controls. Talking with the PA announcer, Matt Carter, here before the game, and he was saying, Robertson, the 4th goalkeeper used by Harbourside already. This is match number 5, Tony.
That's pretty crazy when you think about it as well. Obviously a fresh team here. You mentioned they have a lot of experience throughout the years, obviously coming from VIU, but having 4 goalkeepers suit up in 5 games is a lot. And you got to learn as well, because goalkeepers play in a lot of different manners, whether they're aggressive, they like playing the ball. So definitely an adjustment period here, but Robertson's looked sharp here in the early goings.
Long ball from Scory, and that was a good run. Unfortunately for the Highlanders, well read by Harbourside, but a good long ball through. Stewartson will play it back. Here's Nichols again. And the Highlanders just trying to, for the most parts, control, possess, and looking for that one long ball. And we saw it earlier when they were feeding that left flank, just looking for that one long ball that almost seems to come out of nowhere. There's a lot more possession and press from Harbourside, and maybe that's part for Victoria being on the road as well, that you do play a little bit more passive.
Absolutely, and it is the one thing I've noticed, we've talked about it quite a bit, the Highlanders starting to play the ball from the back, or wanting to at least, but they're kind of avoiding that center mid position right now. They're trying to send it through the back. I'd see maybe an adjustment in the second half here, trying to utilize those center mids maybe a little bit more. They have possession now with it here, but it just seems to be a lot of quick ups and not a lot of possession through the middle.
Faulkner with a good ball in. That's one touch to that left side flank, and bodies move to the middle. High ball in. Jones was there. It's still loose in the traffic and punted forward. Nice keep in as Neistat gives the Highlanders a second opportunity here. Long ball through, and Dunlop is back. Scory and Dunlop in a fight for possession. Murphy loads it up to the middle. Tipped away. Stewartson trying to get forward but can't. Best sequence of pressure for the Highlanders for a long time in this first half.
And that's exactly what we were talking about there quickly. Just utilizing those center mids maybe a little bit more there. You see the 1-2s and maybe a chance here for Harbourside.
Transition opportunity. Jensen going to the middle. Ball put in just towards her outstretched left foot, and had she made contact with that, maybe there's a first touch opportunity to get a shot on goal.
Yeah, just out of the reach there. I really like that pass there through the middle, and you see the chemistry being formed there once again. But Harbourside quickly on the counter as we take a look at the replay here. A great looking ball into the middle, just under the foot there of Jensen, but well worked there, and Alexander and Jensen once again just both connect.
And you can see chemistry developing even in a young season. And that's going to happen quickly when you're playing a lot of matches. Nobody's played more matches in League One soccer than Harbourside right now. They're sitting at 4. We mentioned the rest versus rust for the Highlanders coming off the bye week, and you're starting to see a Harbourside team that maybe just has a bit more polish because of more game action.
Absolutely. And yeah, you can definitely see it here in the chemistry that we talked about. And you can see, obviously, they've played a lot together, a lot of these girls through VIU, so they know each other through that. But you can definitely see it here, just the way the ball is being moved from side to side and up and down the field. It seems like they're always in the right place at the right time.
Continuity is a big thing, and you're always looking for recruits from the same spot, players that played together in the past. And you'll ask some of your players, hey, who do you play with in the past that might be available for us? And here's a Harbourside chance, and Jensen from that right side putting it towards goal, but it goes off and in behind, and that's going to be Highlander possession.
Obviously, that one ends up going wide there from Jensen, but I like that. The bouncing ball there, she's on a sharp angle. May as well try and put the ball towards the front. Maybe she's just trying to go for a deflection there, trying to earn a corner. But the way the ball was, not a lot of support there for her. May as well try and put it towards the front of the net.
Moving into the 42nd minute here in the first half. 1-0 Harbourside FC. Ava Alexander from the right side. Nice work there by Wilkinson to at least force the Highlanders back. And now she puts the press on, but trying to get away from it is Kurtz. Once again, Harbourside ball. Stewartson. Now put back by Mazarenko. Nichols. Dunlop. Boots it forward and had Jensen in a good position. Nice ball down that right sideline, but maybe just a bit too much pace on the run with Skalick, but not much chance to come up with that one.
Yeah, good idea for sure. Just trying to swing that ball to the outside and trying to get the ball back into the middle, but just a little bit too far on that one. But once again, Harbourside, the Highlanders had that couple chances there. They got a little bit of momentum back here, but Harbourside quickly earns back the momentum here, and we're seeing it continue to flow here. It's been a great first half.
It certainly has been. Lots of entertainment, and I think Harbor City soccer fans will get used to this. And I think a little bit smaller crowd than what we saw on some afternoon play on the weekend. That's not a surprise on a long weekend Friday, but I think overall the crowd support is going to continue to rise up here for the first year, as people are getting used to what League One soccer is all about as well. But there's such a great history. Nanaimo United FC, VIU university teams as well. So there's certainly a lot of soccer interest in the community.
And I think once they start to see the level of play here as well, it's going to help to continue to grow, because this is just fantastic soccer that we're seeing here, and it's great to have it here in the community of Nanaimo.
Robertson just puts that ball out over the touchline. Murphy moves it in, and once again headed back. There's Alexander coming all the way back to make the play. We'll see if the Highlanders can get something going near the end of the first half, trailing 1-0. Murphy gives it up. Wilkinson lobbed high and in behind the Victoria defenders, and they'll start up one more time.
And that was Wilkinson back there clearing it out as a center attacking mid all the way back there. Great play from her.
Jones this time on the right side. Can she get there? No. We're used to seeing her on the left. This time she was down the near right sideline, was open, but couldn't catch up to that ball.
Good look there. And once again, it's just that maybe the little bit of disconnect there right now from the Highlanders between the defenders and that center mid position. They're quickly playing the ball from the back up to the forward, and we've seen it 4 or 5 times now, the ball just running out over the end line, resulting in a goal kick for Nanaimo. Obviously, I like the play from the back, but maybe the adjustment period there into the second half for the Highlanders.
Good ball from Dunlop, and Follietta touches it on just a bit too much on that first touch, but she put herself into good space, moving up from the back to try and get an opportunity for room on that left wing side. Ball one touched by Scory in a 1v1, and the girls came together there, and we don't see a smidgen of injury time here, Tony. We thought we would, but right on that 45 minute, the whistle blows, and you talked about it. Good, entertaining half, and for Harbourside getting the goal with the keeper maybe caught wandering a bit from Alexander moving forward, and you have to like that half if you're the home side, and maybe a bit of a regroup, but certainly still the road team for Harbourside and for the Highlanders. Victoria is still very much in this game.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's the thing with soccer as well. With any sport, it's just one shot away, but I really like that half from Harbourside. They carried the momentum for about 30 to 35 minutes of that first half.
First half is in the books here at Kennestook Stadium as you're watching on Shaw Spotlights, League One Soccer, the Vancouver Island Derby.
Shaw Spotlight's mission is to celebrate, engage, and connect our communities, sharing a broad spectrum of in-depth stories featuring fascinating people, interesting places, and inspiring stories from across our amazing country. Canada is home to vast diversity, heartwarming humanity, and unforgettable experiences, all of which can be viewed anytime, anywhere on our social channels.
And now, the starting lineup for your VIU Mariners! I don't want to be the main focus of entertainment for the crowd. The athletes are the show. And so there's that fine line of respecting what they're doing, but also boosting and showing your appreciation for what they're doing.
Yes! Mackenzie Cox!
And the crazy thing about announcing is, too, that you can't take a play off.
Mariners basketball.
I must admit, people often will be like, yeah, they hear the hip hop beats, and then his buddy's like, hey, the announcer, he's doing that. What? Yeah, watch. I get that a lot. I think that's just really cool. For 2 hours every game, it's just go, go, go.
Oh my! Tori Odom magic!
I guess it's not for everyone, but wow, is it ever a rush for me.
The biggest thing is to do it, to not wait for the moment or when the time is right. You always had, when you're a little kid, the thought that this might be fun, maybe I'll like it. And then as I started to do it, it was more fun and I liked it more. You're not grinding away at a job you don't like, just working for the dollars and cents involved. You're doing something that, quite honestly, you would like to do anyway, even if there wasn't any pay for it. So to have that dream come true, to be able to work in two sports that dovetail each other so perfectly, I'm in an arena almost every month of the year. It's a fantastic tradition to be a part of, and it is special. Hansen moving ahead, looking towards the net. Johansson trying to swim through the shot. Bowden trying to stop it, and it leaks behind him for a goal. Beautiful play there. I don't think I ever realized that it was something that could be a career. I always enjoyed it. I was a bit of a ham. I had a problem with my feet that was going to allow me to not ever skate. So I knew I was never going to play ice hockey.
3, 2, 1.
So I fell in love with road hockey and played road hockey hours and hours growing up. I was always talking through it, announcing for myself and my friends, announcing table hockey games, road hockey games. Just always did it for fun. And I always felt I was pretty good at it. My friends always enjoyed when I would do it.
Puts it on goal, Brasso scores on the rebound.
But as I started to think in grade 11 and 12, what comes next? There wasn't anything specific about how to be a play-by-play announcer. But I had an instructor who I knew was sports-minded, and I said, I really want to try and develop this skill. What can I do? And he gave great advice, which is just go and do it. And so I would take a recorder and I would go to minor hockey games or junior hockey games and record myself doing play-by-play. And sometimes I didn't even know who the players were. Sometimes it was very generic. Number 11 to number 12. It was that basic and simple to start out with, but a great way to develop skills. Up floor goes Wiedemann. Nanaimo looking for another transition tally. Wiedemann shoots, scores in the top corner, Adam Wiedemann. At the very beginning of internet online broadcasting, I was able to do some lacrosse games that people would listen to and comment on. Zach Mans bringing up the offense. That was where I really started to do full games of commentary. Knows the double team is coming, put it in front for Zach Mans. A shot and a great stop by Bowden. The first time I was legitimately doing hockey play-by-play in 2000. Hugh Larkin over the line right side, driving to the goal, centering pass, they score! What a rush by Larkin.
I got hired to be the voice of the Penticton Panthers. I'm thankful that Penticton was really, really desperate because they took a chance hiring me with literally a homemade demo tape that on the label had me writing on it in felt pen.
Brosso's got two guys on him, but he got it loose for Yanni Caldas in close, trying to jam play. Then a shot by Brosso, scores! Devin Brosso, lucky number 13 on the year.
Had no idea what I was getting into, but within a month, I was on the radio in Penticton announcing my first ever hockey game for real. I was incredibly nervous.
There's a centering pass, a chance all over in front, they score! Larkin! 3-0 Cowichan.
I had a little bit of an aptitude for it. I could tell that right away. If I could just develop some skills and get over being nervous, I thought it might work.
Rempel at the blue line, cutting right, stick handling, great move, walks in, Rempel puts it on goal, Brosso scores on the rebound.
Hockey's a little bit tougher when it comes to the keeping up because it's a bit scrambly and the puck is going from team to team and stick to stick.
Coming through center, but he couldn't take the puck away from Gavin Gould to the Clipper line. Hookinson belted him down.
Whereas lacrosse, it's more fluid. Possession tends to last for a longer time. Rowe coming ahead with Smith there, 2-on-1. Rowe for Smith, shooting one, Bowden a big save down on his knees. But both move at a very high pace, and that's part of the fun. The fluidity and the pace of what you're doing, where your cadence is very high and your excitement level can be very high because there's a lot happening. McComber flip ball, John Phillips, look, shoots, scores in the top corner, John Phillips. I would like to go to the highest level possible. And whatever that is for me, make that your NHL, make that your National Lacrosse League. And I think if you can do that, you're always going to have the right level of enjoyment. Krosick to the middle for Armstrong in tight, faking. Oh, Claxton coming across. 22 years of announcing. If it stops being fun, that'll be the day that I'll know it's time to do something else and maybe go get a real job for the first time ever. McComber making moves, spinning, McComber in alone, scores! Teoshin Tate McComber, an overtime winner in Nanaimo.
I was heavily influenced by Jim Robson, the voice of the Vancouver Canucks for so many years, and he's a great mentor and friend. Jim Houston, the consummate professional, and of course Bob Cole for his excitement and just that old school style. Good evening, everybody. Bob Cole, Harry Neal from the Gardens in Toronto.
I really enjoy just being different in the water. It's very graceful, it's very beautiful, and I love to feel that way in the water as an athlete and help my athletes feel that way.
It's pretty amazing having somebody like her that's done so well and won nationals be your coach and have somebody like guide you through this experience.
She's been like a hero of mine as an athlete, and then she became my coach. She's just down to earth and really humble and genuine in both roles.
I kind of bring back memories from when I was their age and when I was training and kind of show them that there are steps you have to take. Obviously it takes time and a lot of practice, but that it is possible. When they all come together and they're on their teams together, it makes it quite fun and quite enjoyable for me to coach, and that's probably the most rewarding part of it.
Women wrestling, when I broke into the business, was a joke. You had to fit the cookie cutter mold of what men wanted to see on the screen that had nothing to do with athleticism or ability. It was really taboo that I wrestled dudes. But I'm bigger than the man, so what's the issue?
High risk is right. Oh my goodness. By his ears. Oh!
Let's be real. Wrestling is entertainment. I'm just a wrestler and I just want to wrestle. I don't care what your gender is.
Oh!
But I also care when people get upset that it's man versus a woman, because I feel like I fought for that right.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Queen of Extreme.
When I was younger, I wanted to be a boxer, and my mom didn't want me to because she thought I'd break my nose, but wrestling was fake. So I was blown away that there was a pro wrestling school in nowhere, Prince George, BC. Like, what are the odds? My mom took me to go check it out. And we walked in there to see this 350-pound man with a mohawk and no shirt on. And my mom says to me, "Are you sure you want to be here?" Me and her had a good talk about it. They were willing to let me train in the ring as long as there was parental consent. The day after my 14th birthday, I literally had my first class. So my first wrestling character was under a mask. Pyro, worst gear, like it was just very backyardy. Because I wrestled dudes all the time and I was quite young, my trainer said to me, "They don't want to hit you and it looks bad. So hit them a couple times and they'll change their tune." When I hit people, it's pretty solid. Wrestling means so much to me. I have literally given my body to this.
When they're finally on the same page, and oh my goodness. Oh no! Through the chairs!
I live for it. While I'm in that ring, I'm bigger than the average person.
Tonight I have another point to prove, because that's what I do. Get him, Rhea!
Straight out of your nightmares, Rhea Von Slasher.
When a crowd is chanting your name and is so invested in what you're doing, or really wants you to get up, or really wants you to fight back, you feed off of that.
And is she thinking Hurricane Rana from the top?
Without wrestling, I'm just your average person working a normal job, and I never wanted that for myself. I struggled with mental illness. It became a therapy for me, and there was times where I can honestly say wrestling saved my life. I am my own worst critic, and I always find it funny because, you know, you'll have a match. People, "Oh, wow, that was a good match," but shut up, it sucked. What I need to do to put on my best show, get out of my own head would be the answer. I don't think I've ever put on my best show, because there's always something you could have done better. There's always something that could have gone smoother. It's great to always push you to want to be better, but when are you satisfied? It's kind of a double-edged sword there, so. Is there an end? I think my body needs an end of in-ring.
Open your eyes, Rhea, open your eyes! Oh my goodness!
Will I always be around it in some capacity? Yes.
And the Queen of Extreme, she's fired up! Oh no! No!
At this stage of my life and my career, I just want to leave the next generation, you know, with better opportunities and better learning, or being treated better. I feel like it's gotten a lot better, but I want to make sure my area is taken care of. What does my husband think about me being a wrestler? Well, I am married to Cremator Von Slasher, so.
The one, the only, Cremator Von Slasher.
You know, we make it work.
We're at Kinnistook Stadium in Nanaimo. Harbourside FC against the Victoria Highlanders. The first half of the first ever Island Derby, 1-0 for Harbourside. Alexander with the goal. Tony Trozo, pretty good half, entertaining both ways.
Absolutely. Great first half here. We're going to take a look at the highlights here from the first half. A good start here overall. Victoria has the first chance of the game. That's kind of when the momentum started to switch for Nanaimo. It was that early chance. Robertson able to hang on to it, and it quickly moves here. Nanaimo able to get the second chance of the game. It was Wilkinson. We've seen her all night long. We're going to see her probably quite a bit here in the second half with a great shot from outside the 18. Well turned aside from Ramirez. And then, of course, the goal here, Alexander. Brilliant first touch there, able to chip it over the head of Ramirez. So close to keeping that sliding back, the final defender back. But Alexander gets the lone goal in the first half. Harbourside up 1-0 after 45.
Do you anticipate, especially from the team trailing the Highlanders, any substantial changes, Tony, in half number 2?
Yeah, I mean, like we talked about here in the first half, looks like we have a substitution as well at the far side for Victoria, but the one adjustment I'd expect to see here, I'm sure the coaching staff went over it, maybe just a little more connect between the defensive side and the midfield. Right now, it kind of seems the ball is being shifted from the back right to the front. We've seen the ball run out of play about 4 or 5 times at the goal line of Nanaimo, and it looks like there's going to be a double substitution potentially here for Nanaimo as well here to kick off the second half.
So it looks like Gignac is into the game and Kinley on the Harbourside side of things. And you're right about the double substitution at the 45-minute mark. And we'll get this second half underway. 1-0 Harbourside FC in the first ever Vancouver Island Derby. And Harbourside will have the first foray into Highlander territory. Good battle on that far sideline, and Neistat will go to it, and this will be a throw for the Highlanders. High throw, but not quite deep enough, and we'll reset. They'll do the exact same sequence one more time.
And once again, it's Follietta there. She's intercepted the ball quite a few times tonight here. She's very active with the head as well. I've seen it about 4 or 5 times. I remember it from VIU. And very aggressive on the ball there, but great defending there from Follietta.
Stewartson dispossessed. Scory coming down that right flank, trying to work deep and get around Dunlop towards the byline, and Dunlop, a nice job there. It looked like Scory might have a chance to wriggle by, but couldn't.
And that's a good start here, though, for Victoria, and you'll love to see that from the Highlanders' point of view, quickly getting the ball up there, and we take a look at the replay here, quickly sliding over, but like you mentioned, well defended from Dunlop, but an early corner here to kick off the second half for the Highlanders.
Ball played in. Still loose in the traffic and now bounded away, and that's a good defensive set by Harbourside. The ball was loose, but in those 1v1s, those 50-50 battles, those are the ones that you have to win.
Yeah, brilliantly done there once again, and making no mistake on it either, quickly getting the ball out of harm's way, and just for a throw-in as well instead of the corner.
Ball towards center was picked off, didn't make it to Kinley. Number 7 on as a fresh substitution in this second half. Ball nicely intercepted at center, and Victoria is away. And now Fretwell got the ball towards the front. And here's some heavy battling just around the top of that 18-yard box.
Yeah, a lot of congestion there near the top of the 18 there, about 8 or 9 bodies swarming in, and I'm able to get it out, but a very positive start here from the Highlanders' point of view.
And that's exactly what you want to see, but Wilkinson's back for Harbourside. Puts it ahead. Room on this right side as Skallick tries to get by the defense. Running hard into the 18-yard box to the 6. Can she get a shot through? Ball goes free. Ramirez diving down to take it. Fantastic run, but the keeper getting it in her grasp just ahead of an opportunity to shoot.
Yeah, what a run here, and just out of the right reach here in that touch off the left side of the foot. But a great run there, and maybe turning the momentum once again here for Harbourside. But you like to see that from the wing position, making the run towards the middle.
And that's a courageous dive to the deck by Ramirez too, as there's boots all around as she dives down and picks up that ball.
Yeah, and early in the early goings, from what I can see, Ramirez definitely seems to be a more aggressive goalie. You see she comes out as well. When the Highlanders move up, she comes way outside the 18. You don't normally see that too often from goalkeepers, but you can see the aggressive style, and it paid off for the Harbourside as well on the first goal there, but that's what you get with the aggressive goalkeepers.
Skalick, a good burst down that right side. The first really good chance of this second half, still 1-0 Harbourside. Faulkner for the Highlanders. Taking off the ball at center, but Victoria ball. Manal Fretwell puts it along the deck.
And I like that play there from the Highlanders, and that's kind of what we were talking about earlier, at least just trying to reconnect the midfield to the defensive position, quickly moving the ball back and forth, and it's not the quick up. And we'll see it once again here on the ground. It definitely seems like they've made that adjustment.
McCleary. Manel Fretwell coming down that left side. Gignac is there to try and stay with her. McCleary towards the middle, flicked on. And a nice job there by Dunlop to make sure there was no shot. She's been really stout on the defense. Now a shot towards the net. Robertson with an excellent save. Outside bid, and that could have been 1-1 right there.
What a set of moves there, and Danielle Robertson, an unbelievable save here, soaring through the air, but a positive start here in the second half for the Highlanders. And the substitute making an immediate impact here for Victoria. Quick shot on goal, and he saw a couple nice moves from there as well, just outside the 18.
Paige Payne with a great strike, and Robertson, a big-time stretch to keep this 1-0 for Harbourside. And substitutes paying dividend quickly.
And that one was labeled as well for that top corner. And Robertson not only keeps the ball out, able to hang on to it as well and avoiding a big rebound there, because there was players following up for Victoria. But a much better here for Victoria in the early goings.
Kinley tried to take it at center. Manel Fretwell moves it towards the middle. At the back, Neistat. Kurtz. Long pass, and that one dropped perfectly. And then wrestled away by Harbourside. Skalick, who had that great chance earlier to open up this second half. She's on the run. Arcs it down towards the sideline, but cut out and then well headed forward by Follietta. But it's Highlander ball one more time. Neistat moves it over on that right side. Ball goes to the middle. Nice step to get loose, and now there's space. Manel Fretwell coming down the flank. It's Lily wearing 3. Her sister wears number 6. That's Julia. Here's Julia now towards the nets, and marshaled out by Nichols. But the Manel Fretwell sisters combining.
Yeah, well worked there from the Highlanders, and brilliantly defended there from Nichols. She even gets the ball to deflect off the Highlanders player there as we take a look at the replay here, but well worked on this near side. And Nichols, the captain here for Harbourside, able to earn the goal kick here and then get the ball out of harm's way on that well brought up attack from the Highlanders.
Talked about stout defending, and Dunlop and Nichols both have really been standouts in that regard.
Yeah, two very good players to have at the center back position there. They're big defenders, and you can see both aggressive and able to show their worth here. And a great ball there.
Skalick trying to win it against Manel Fretwell. 1v1. Skalick pulls up, moving to the middle, strikes it on, and Ramirez in good position to make the save. But Emma Skalick is really showing that she's got something cooking in this second half.
I was going to say, if Nanaimo was able to get a second one here, I'd imagine it's going to come off maybe a play from Skalick. She looks very good in the early goings of the second half, all over the ball.
Talked about it. She had 2 of the 3 goals for Harbourside in their last game, that win over TSS Rovers. Wilkinson gets to it. Skalick again on that right side. Working down deep. Nice job to keep control. Left-footed effort, but missed down low towards the near post.
And once again there, that's her 3rd chance here in just the first 8 minutes of this second half. And she looks poised right now to try and get on the board and extend this lead to 2 as we take a look at the replay here, getting that with the outside of the left foot. And a nice quick save there from Ramirez once again, but a couple good looks here from Skalick.
For Ramirez there, read the curl well, but the curl was coming right back into her on the shot. Now she has to hurry as Jensen was up. Kinley with the steal now, gets it ahead, and here's Wilkinson. Left-footed delivery, and that one just missed down low at the near post.
And what a touch there from Jensen as well, just getting that quickly right into the position as well. We might get to take a look at the replay here, but Wilkinson quickly on that. That's exactly where you want the ball on the outside. We're going to take a look at the replay now. But this touch from Jensen, as you take a look there, perfectly delivered to Wilkinson. She has a nice chance with the outside of the left foot. Just sends that one wide of the post, but the momentum swinging back in the favor of Nanaimo right now.
Harbourside coming in waves here into the 54th minute. 1-0, and that goal coming in the first half. That looping ball from the right side by Ava Alexander. A Harbourside steal put back by Stewartson. A launched ball forward. Can Jensen win this? She's 1v3, so not likely, and I think the flag goes up for offside anyhow.
And that's probably only the first ball I've seen played all the way from the back from Harbourside quickly up. We've seen them a lot more connected to the center of the midfield there, but Dunlop obviously saw something there, and just about a step ahead was Jensen, but definitely a good look there for Nanaimo.
Here's Wilkinson, room on that left side, strikes it just wide of the far post. Wilkinson has some big-time chances in the first half, and now after Skalek was in control early, now it's Wilkinson for Harbourside.
Wow, what a look there from Wilkinson. Taking a look at the replay here, this one just swings wide. You can see the power, though, in her stride. A very well hit shot there as well, and that was labeled just outside that near side post, but a good look there for Nanaimo as they look to extend this lead to 2.
The Highlanders need to find a way here as they're having a difficult time getting out of their own half, and Harbourside continues to come at the Highlanders in waves in this 1-0 lead. Ramirez will try and organize. Ball turned free, and once again it's Harbourside ball. Kinley to the right side. Gignac's on the run. Nice move. Left-footed service to the middle, and it bounces loose. Manel Fretwell for the Highlanders smartly marshals that out of play, and that's about the best thing you can do.
Absolutely, in that situation. And Nanaimo right now, this would be a glorious chance here to try and add to their lead, but they look great in the first 10 minutes of the second half.
Ball up for grabs. Skalek will chase. Puts it towards the middle and then punted out of play. And this is exactly what Bobby Taylor wants to see from Harbourside. And the first booking of the match, and it comes in minute number 56 here. It's been very cleanly played, and there's the first yellow card.
Yeah, and that play, the ball was just about to go out of bounds. We'll take a look at the replay here. As this ball came down just below there, and you can see it just at the tail end. We'll get another angle maybe here, but like you mentioned, the first booking of this contest, and probably say well earned on that one there. A hard tackle there, but it's been all Nanaimo here in the second half.
As we move into minute 57, 1-0, Ramirez. Short outlet. And look at this high press from Harbourside. Yeah. All three of the front players just outside that 18-yard box. There's nowhere to go without putting probably a long ball ahead into some space.
And you've seen that. Obviously, Nanaimo's been all over it here, but the adjustments were made from Victoria in the half, and you've seen Nanaimo slowly adjust as well to that adjustment from Victoria. And like you mentioned, the high press is definitely there. They're making it very, very difficult for Victoria to get out of their own half.
I love being down at field level as I was watching some training this week and just hearing coaches talk about if they do this, you go here. If they do that, you go there. And just the different ways that coaches see the game and adjust to the adjustments. It's really amazing.
Good look there. But yeah, no, exactly. And the coaches have obviously so much on the go as well. And it looks like we're going to have a substitution here at the far side for Victoria.
So Manel Fretwell scampering off. That's Julia, so only one of the sisters in the match still. But a substitution for the Highlanders, looking for fresh legs, and certainly right now it's fresh legs, but also just trying to, I think, mix things up a little bit here to try and come forward flirting with disaster a bit, I would say, Tony, in the second half.
Yeah, absolutely. And Victoria, I'd say, is lucky right now to still just be one down at this point. And Nanaimo looks very good right now. And, of course, right on cue, Victoria has a chance going the other way.
Ball booted in, and a great save by Robertson on that shot from the right side.
Wow. A good look there. And like we mentioned, it's been all Nanaimo here in the second half. But a quick look. And one of those things as well, the ball gets on your foot of the outside of the 18. Robertson was just a bit outside, but that a brilliant save there. No real chance there other than just poking it over outside the crossbar. But that one was labeled just to go potentially even bar down there. But Robertson, a great job there to get a hand on it. And a corner here for Victoria, their first here in the second half.
Well lashed in by Murphy there. And Robertson, a fantastic save. And just as we said, there needed to be something, a spark from Victoria. They found it. Near side corner, low delivery, and it hit the side netting. And looked like maybe there was something that the Highlanders recognized at that near post. It just didn't materialize.
And one of those adjustments is, again, there as well. We saw in the first half all the corner kicks with the wind. The ball swayed right towards the goalkeeper, maybe just trying to keep it a little bit low there. Obviously not the exact delivery you're looking for, but an adjustment there at that near side post. And Victoria's best couple chances there of the second half.
Harbourside getting back to work. Long throw, but that goes from Harbourside to Victoria. Now here's a Harbourside steal. Alexander getting it forward for Skalick, and Manel Fretwell cut that out. Skalick, a good run, and Alexander, that was a nice ball, but give Manel Fretwell credit for cutting it out.
Yeah, very well defended there. She was the last player back as well there. Had to make the right touch. She was able to do so. And Victoria maybe a chance here to go the other way.
Folietta breaking it up, and now she's moving slowly in. Sets up Kinley. Sets it back for space, and now Nichols. Nichols makes the motion for where she wants the forwards to go. Skalick coming off the right side. High delivery, headed on, but not much on that header from Wilkinson. Tried to lash it with some venom towards the net, but just couldn't get very much on it.
Yeah, and that Skalick and Wilkinson connection continues to show here in this second half. Just about connecting again, but they've been two players, been all over it here for Nanaimo.
Gignac down the right side, one touched by Jensen, but broken up. Kinley with a second wave. Dumps it to the top. Jensen heads it on. Skalick trying to get through the Victoria defense, unable to do so. Now a 1v1 here. Well won there by Paige Payne for Victoria. Highlanders moving forward. The ball punted down.
Wow, brilliantly
Nichols,
defended
great job
there
to get back.
Yeah, and that is a tough pass to make there as well. Two players were moving down on her as well, and you have to be confident with your abilities there, and definitely showed it. And the captain there, a great pass.
Here's Jones. Surrounded by three defenders, but protects the ball well. Puts it to the outside. Manel Fretwell. High service towards the middle. One touched and looked there like Scory wanted to get the left foot to it, couldn't do it. Murphy from the right, a high ball towards the net, but maybe a bit optimistic from that distance.
Much more positive here, though, from Victoria over the last 5-6 minutes or here or so. They've had a couple good looks. Obviously, the shot there, probably not the one that they ended up wanting to take, but much more positive and much more connected in the midfield right now here for Victoria. And taking a look at the far side of the field, it looks like this goalie might be potentially going for a substitution. I don't want to jinx anything here and could be speaking ahead of time. But you don't usually see the other goalie standing near the midfield mark there. It looks like she has a penny with her as well. Potentially a substitution, but we'll have to see.
We'll see what unfolds here in the 63rd minute. Jensen for Harbourside. Dropping it way back, Nichols. Long ball to the right wing, it's Skalick again. Skalick puts it in, headed high by Jensen. Knocked on, and now it's Skalick. Skalick. Gignac on this near sideline. Skalick did well, didn't take the ball, just tried to ran past. Almost worked in her favor, but it's on and out of play, and I do believe we're going to see a substitution, and is it a goaltender substitution?
Wow, it is.
Keep working, Blue. Come on now, keep working.
You don't see that, I mean, unless there's an injury here or something that we don't know, but you don't see that often, especially in a one-goal game here. It's not like Nanaimo's been filling the back of the net here, so maybe something else here, but a goaltending change here for the Highlanders. Ramirez was able to make it back to the sideline, and she looked okay here. Obviously, no point of speculating what the change may be, but a different goalie in between the net here for the Highlanders.
We'll get confirmation, but a goaltender on the Victoria roster is Emily Moore, but we'll try and get confirmation on the new keeper for the Highlanders coming into the game, replacing Ramirez here in the second half. Still 1-0, Harbourside in front. Manel Fretwell. Kurtz plays it back. Neistat. Kurtz again. Ball barely moved ahead in time by McCleary. And again, this press from Harbourside really seeming to confuse and bottle up Victoria. Neistat will try and come forward. Short pass. Scory trying to make moves away from the sideline, but dispossessed, and it's Harbourside once again.
And good patience shown there from Harbourside. Obviously, they had a chance here to send it up, but didn't like what they saw, able to slow it down all the way back to Robertson now. And that's a nice swinging ball to the outside.
Now it's the Highlanders who try and press Harbourside. Dunlop just able to put that out of play near the Harbourside FC technical area.
And that's a good press there as well from the Highlanders, forcing them to, Nanaimo, I think that was Dunlop getting a foot on that one, pushing it to the outside. They have a throw in a dangerous position now here, but I like that pressure from Victoria. Obviously, they're trailing by 1 with 25 to go.
Highlander pass blocked, but they'll try and set it up again from that right side. Kurtz, nice delivery towards the middle. And there's a clattering 1v1 with players on both sides going down to the turf. And no doubt some of the pellets popping up from that collision.
Yeah, that a brilliant tackle there from Dunlop, just outside the 18 as well. You have to be sure. We're going to take a look at the replay here. And Dunlop hard in on that ball there, but at the top of the 18, that one you have to be sure on. She was able to do it. Big block, big tackle, and well done there, well defended from Nanaimo.
Highlander throw. Scoring on that far sideline, down towards the corner flag. Puts it towards the middle, but an important block there, and now the ball sent all the way down and out, and that's exactly what Harbourside needed. It looked like there might be a second and then third wave coming, and it didn't happen that way.
Looks like potentially a substitution, obviously, on the next Harbourside throw. We'll have to see there, but it looks like there's one looming there at the far side.
Outside opportunity goes out over the byline, and here we are in minute 67, still 1-0 for Harbourside FC. Victoria doing what they need to do here in the second half, which is down by a goal, start to push the issue a little bit.
Yeah, definitely seen it as the second half has started to move on a little bit more here. You can see the aggressive, the play from the Highlanders definitely start to show a little bit more here. Obviously, they're trailing by 1, and they look for an equalizer here, but Nanaimo looks to stay on, and a fresh body onto the field now.
We had that hydration break in the first half, and a hydration break here in the second half as well. Nice time of night now. The first half, you still felt that afternoon, long weekend sunshine, and it's starting to be a lot more pleasant here. And the near grandstands from us, well attended with fans. The far grandstand a little bit more in the sunshine, so I'm not surprised that the bulk of the fans are on this side. And kind of neat to see, just even on the grass field, a lot of the fans sitting around enjoying this soccer game tonight, this first ever Vancouver Island derby.
Yeah, absolutely. And we'll take a look here at some second half highlights. Obviously, we've talked about it quite a bit. Skalic here with a great run in the early goings of this second half, able to get a good chance there. Ramirez, when she was still in the game, making that aggressive play to this near side. And this is a good look here. Obviously, that shot, a huge save from Robertson. She's made 2 big ones here in the second half. This first one, the diving save, able to hang on to it. And we'll take a look. I think where the second one here is the one she was able just to steer wide. And then the third one was the shot here. Well saved once again, Ramirez, while she was still in this game. Once again, it was Skalic with the shot as it curved right towards the hand. We've seen the goalkeepers do a really good job here of hanging on to the ball. But that one maybe the save of the game thus far. Robertson was out of position, able to slowly back in and tip that one over the bar. Obviously, it resulted in a corner kick for Victoria. But a good second half here. The excitement and the entertainment level continues to rise.
With all of the chances that we're seeing in this match, it is a bit hard to believe we're still sitting at 1-0. The goalkeepers have been still trying to make a confirmation on the goaltender substitution. Again, Emily Moore, a goaltender on the roster for the Victoria Highlanders, don't have it confirmed that she is indeed the one who's come in to play a goal yet. Matt Carter down at field level is working on our behalf to try and have that. And we're going back to that Alexander goal. Nicely booted over the top, and that one continues to stand up. Such a heads-up play. Ramirez caught wandering out just a little bit. You talked about her aggression, which I think did serve her well before she left this game and was substituted. But in that case, it was a case of maybe a little bit too aggressive.
Absolutely, and how that was brilliantly taken down there in the middle. But I definitely agree, and I talked about it as well. Just in terms of the different goaltending styles, you see the aggressive behavior from Ramirez. It helped Nanaimo on the goal, but it also can help as well moving the ball from the back when you have a goalie that likes to handle the ball with their feet a little bit more. Obviously, you get a chance there to play the ball through the back, and you basically have a fifth defender. Ramirez was able to do that, but obviously a benefit in Nanaimo on the goal-scoring situation. We'll see here what the secondary goalie has in store for us here for Victoria. Obviously, so trying to get confirmation on the goaltender here, but we'll see how this final 20 unfolds here in the derby.
And I do believe as that new goaltender comes out and plays it, it's Bella Lister wearing number 30. We had it on our roster that she was number 20, but Matt Carter doing some great yeoman's work down at field level to try and make sure we have all the substitutes figured out. So it's Bella Lister wearing number 30 in goal for the Highlanders now in this second half.
And Lister's first touch there had to be a sharp one. She came way out to play the ball, but you have to be sure on that one, obviously, when you're coming that far to the net. But you like the early touch there, and Lister keeps it at a one-goal lead for Nanaimo.
Gignac on this near sideline. Gave it up, Highlander ball. McCleary pumps it down on that left flank. Running opportunity and a coming together there, and that's going to be, I think, a throw on that near sideline for the Highlanders. But once again, we talked about Nichols being aggressive. Well, she was that time.
Yeah, and we'll take a look at the replay there. Perfectly done, shoulder to shoulder there. You see, so you take a look at the replay, and you love to see that aggressive style. Obviously, the center back, she comes over to the wing position, but brilliantly done there. And a throw in next for Victoria.
I know Fretwell for Kurtz. Bumped by Wilkinson. Ball sent low onto the deck. Outside bid from Kurtz, hit the side netting. That had tying goal maybe written all over it, but just a little bit off the mark on that short side, but a quick delivery. Robertson in good position as well, the shot just missing on the side netting.
And kind of a scramble play there. The ball bouncing around. It was the quick shot, came out of nowhere. Like you mentioned, Robertson in a good position there. That one goes off the outside of the netting. But you like the shot there, and you got to put the ball towards the front if Victoria's going to try and get this one leveled up here. So a good look there for the Highlanders.
And Kurtz, who's been largely prominent at the back, moved up into a shooting position that time. Now Victoria pressing the Highlanders, trying to get forward on that far sideline. Ball moved in and then once again sent back out of play by the work of Nichols. Harbourside on the run. Long ball in. Manel Fretwell trying to cut that off, and now it's moved back to her. A nice job there by Bella Lister to help out. Still 1-0. Minute 70 of this match. Long ball. Scory couldn't take it down. Long feed, and if this is onside, Jensen's going to have some room, but there comes the flag. I thought that might be what the case was.
Obviously, as this game starts to move to the final stages, Victoria is going to have to be a little more aggressive. Something to keep an eye on as well is just the counter attack from Nanaimo. You saw it there. Victoria sent the ball up quickly. They still have 4 at the back, it looks like right now, but that center defensive mid has moved up to more of an attacking role, 2 higher up the field. As you can see, just 5 players back of the half line right now. So maybe something to keep an eye on if Nanaimo's able to get the ball and work on the counter there.
Ball towards the middle. Kurtz coming forward again. Pokes it for Manel Fretwell from this near side. Delivers to the middle. Nicely intercepted, but still Victoria with a second wave opportunity. The Highlanders play it back to the captain, McCleary. Over on that right side, Neistat lashes it down in deep. Faulkner chasing towards the corner flag. A great keep in, but it ends up being a turnover instead.
Works out well for Nanaimo there. But yeah, good effort there just to keep it into that far side. And the determination definitely shown as Victoria looks to get back into this game as quickly as they can. Once again, they're a little bit shown there. Maybe aggressive ball there played out to the outside. But, you know, when you get down to the final 15, 20 minutes, you got to move the ball up the field there. So we'll see if Victoria is able to connect on maybe a couple more of these passes.
From the midfield, a ball turned over. Nice 1v1 battle right in the center circle as it comes to this near sideline. Keeping it in, Manel Fretwell. Drops it back off. Long, low feed, but good position. Stewartson. Pass puts Follietta into some trouble, though, and now Robertson will have to recover and dishes it out to the flank.
And you see the press now from Victoria. They basically got that diamond set up every time the ball gets back to the goalkeeper there. 1 forcing the ball moved me quickly from Robertson, and then 3 holding back, trying to get the ball as quickly as possible.
Looks like we have another substitution here as Stewartson appears to be coming out of the game for Harbourside. And it looks like a double substitution.
Interviewing for Harbourside FC, number 20, Courtney Ingram.
Courtney Ingram is the substitute coming on for Harbourside. Want to say hello as well. Athletes supporting athletes. Just off to our right, Skylar Cameron and Brett Murner from the Nanaimo Clippers hockey team are here watching some soccer on this long weekend Friday nights. And nice to see different sports being represented, and athletes always do, Tony, support athletes.
Absolutely. And we talk about the community here. The sports around Nanaimo definitely continuing to grow, so it's great to see when players support players.
Well, and it's nice to see local athletes doing well. And when we're talking about local athletes with Harbourside FC here in Nanaimo, and you talk about local athletes, Skylar and Brett, 2 Nanaimo Clippers that are hometown Nanaimo guys as well. Highlander ball. Played up towards center. And there's a quick knockdown, and that's going to be, once again, Highlander possession. And I think they've come on the last 10 minutes or so here, recognizing that this is a time to come forward a little bit more. Not that you're taking chances, but you're coming forward a little bit more.
Yeah, you're definitely going to start to see that a little bit more. And you see even Nanaimo, the adjustments being made, they're still keeping that high press going with this 1-goal lead. Obviously, I talked about the counterattack situation that you might start to see as Victoria moves up a little bit quicker here, and maybe a chance here right on cue.
Scory down that right side. Nice ball over the top. Might be an opportunity for Paige Payne. That was a good ball over the top, but it just rolled a little bit too far.
And that definitely obviously a factor here. Obviously, they're used to playing on the turf as well. A difference maybe on the grass that slows down a little bit more. You get that extra roll here on the artificial turf, but a good look there. That one played right over the top from the Highlanders, and they're going to have to continue to work towards the front of the net here if they're going to try and get an equalizer.
Minute 75, and how many more chances will we see at both ends? Really looked like Harbourside wanted that second goal in the first maybe 10 minutes, 50 minutes of this second half, and now it looks like they're trying to defend a little bit more, and here's a ball through, but nobody to latch onto it, and Robertson, an easy put away. Nice ball into some space, but there was no forward to catch. I think Payne was the closest target.
Yeah, good look there as well. Third effort there as well. The ball started to trickle through and trickle through. The ball played. Robertson, a good job just to hang on to that one. And great header there from Skalek.
Jensen got crossed up a little bit there as the ball goes back to midfield.
And just the confidence level. Like we've talked about Jensen quite a bit, but that turn there in the middle, obviously it doesn't result in the play they're looking for, but a brilliant turn.
Skalek puts it down on the deck. To the middle was Jensen, but unable to get that on goal. A Highlander break the other way. Hard run by Payne on that left side. Trying to get free and get a shot towards the net, but once again the work of Nichols to come back. Payne initially looked like she had a step, but then Nichols just took it away.
Yeah, and that turn there from Payne right at the middle as we take a look at the replay here. Brilliantly done, and like you mentioned, she got a step, but Nichols, as she's done all night long here, brilliantly defended, keeping her to the outside, and it is going to result, though, in a corner kick here for the Highlanders and maybe a chance here to try and get an equalizer.
Near side corner. Highlanders flood in towards the box, and it bounces high and over the top of the nets. But that was a very good-looking, dangerous corner, and Faulkner was the architect.
Yeah, and that was brilliantly done there as well. Obviously, the first corner we saw here in the second half from Victoria was that low ball that went out. That one also a little more of the piercing ball flight there, just trying to keep the ball low and under the wind. And those are very hard to defend as well. Obviously, you're trying to get the initial heading play if you're Victoria, but that ball can so quickly deflect off even your own defender. And a good job there, and a goal kick now here for Nanaimo.
Minute 77. 1-0 Harbourside. Ava Alexander with a chip in the first half. Kinley gets it forward, but again, the Highlanders take possession back, but there's a nice Harbourside steal. One touch towards Jensen, just got her spun around, and Neisted tried to move it ahead. Jones goes back. Jensen after a loose ball, and there's Lister to come out and grab it right near the top of the 18-yard box. And still a surprising goalie change. Ramirez in, and she was playing well, but then in the second half, substituted out for Bella Lister. You don't see the goaltending change very often.
Especially, yeah, in soccer, it's definitely a rare situation as well. Obviously, you see it a lot more in hockey, but soccer, especially in a one-goal game, so you have to wonder what prompted the substitution, but.
Highlander ball, Neistat gave it up. Ingram's on the run, picks out Jensen. Jensen 1v1, cutting towards the middle, into the box, but couldn't get the shot away. Now the ball rolls out, and the Highlanders look to transition on Harbourside. Opportunity from this near sideline, but the ball well won and put out of play by Kinley. That looked like it might be Jensen getting to the middle, and if she could have opened something up, grade A scoring opportunity.
Yeah, and Jensen's been all over it here tonight. That's that counter-attack play there. You see Victoria's formation continuing to become more aggressive, and if Nanaimo is able to get that ball up quickly, just like this, Jensen might have a chance to get their second of the game.
They were looking for Jensen again, but now it's McCleary for Victoria. Bit of a stumble, but still in possession. Got that ball forward. Gignac plays it high and hard down towards Jensen, who's trying to force those Highlander defenders back, and she's playing very high, and you can see she's the one player that's still high, and everybody knows that when Harbourside gets the ball, they might try and keep springing her. Robertson has to come out and hurry. Ball knocked on, hit the side of the nets. The first goal was with a goaltender caught out, maybe wandering a bit, and almost a 1-1 marker in the same fashion.
Wow. Yeah, very close as we're going to take a look at the replay here. Robertson had the ball played back to her, not the perfect pass she was looking for, the deflection, and that one just misses at that far side post. A lucky break there for Nanaimo.
Long outlet. A Harbourside foray. Jensen was open, but nice job by Neistat to stop that as we move into the 80th minute. And yet another substitution here on the Victoria side. Jones leaving the game. And we'll see if that fresh legs makes a difference with Victoria trying to at least get a draw here, coming off their first draw of the season in their last match 2 weeks ago. Harbourside coming off their first win last weekend. Nichols through center. Ball ahead, Skalek on this near sideline. Trying to wriggle loose. Got away from one, still has it. Great display of ball control here.
Yeah, just taking some time off the clock here as well. Skalek's just been remarkable here tonight, all over the ball, and that just hanging on to it there takes about 15, 20 seconds off the clock.
Well, and when you're up 1-0, there's nothing wrong with not getting it towards the net. If you're just going to hold up and kill off time, there's nothing wrong with that play, especially when you're deep in the other team's half.
Absolutely. We'll see maybe moving towards the corner flag as well as this game progresses, but what a ball there.
A Victoria break. And once again, Nichols playing as aggressive as anybody. And you can see when a player wears the armband and they're playing aggressive, hard soccer like that, I think that rubs off on everybody else.
No, absolutely. And you can see, obviously, Nichols is a center back, but you see her all over in the back line here for Nanaimo. So aggressive on the ball, and once again, showing her worth there.
Jensen approaching center. Drops it off. Making a run was Ingram. Ball towards the sideline. Pushed out of play by McCleary, right down by one of our Shaw cameras at field level. The first ever Vancouver Island derby on Shaw Spotlights. Dan Marshall and Tony Trozo on the call here. And we'll have the first ever men's Vancouver Island derby between the Highlanders and Harbourside immediately following this game. About an 8:15 kickoff, and we're just at 7:45 right now. And we talked about it, Tony. There's not a lot of time for the men to use the field for warm-up with these back-to-back games, and we'll see if maybe they push 8:15 back a little bit further.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I wouldn't be surprised as well, and obviously they're wanting to give the players a full opportunity to warm up and get their regular routine in as well. But definitely keeping it close here, and they're going to have the spotlight under the lights to finish off this Friday night to kick off the long weekend.
McCleary working it forward on that far sideline. Looked like we might see a long ball, but instead it goes a little bit towards that sideline deeper, and you see the flag come up as that ball goes over and out, and Harbourside gets a free pass there. You saw the attempt at deception, the faked long ball trying to put it short, but it just went out of play by that sideline.
And it looks like with that substitution as well, it's kind of more so three at the back right now here for Victoria. Obviously, the player that came on is playing at that far wing position, but I can expect her to move up and down the field maybe a little bit more to make that more so three at the back.
A ball pushed forward. Played out on that right side flank. High delivery. Wilkinson cuts it out. Jensen tries to loop it ahead. Now played into open space. Lister, the goalkeeper, comes out, pounces on it. Hard clearance, and Wilkinson with the head puts it out of play. And you can see how deeply back that she's playing now as compared to the first half.
Yeah, much different there as well. Not on the ball as much, a more defensive-minded approach there. And you see that from Lister as well. That's only her second or third touch of the game since coming in. But she came so quickly out, and that's crucial for a goalkeeper. If you are going to play that aggressive style, you have to make that decision very quickly, and she did a good job on it there.
Minute 84. Still 1-0 Harbourside FC. Ava Alexander's goal continues to stand up in the second half as we're moving towards the finish.
And if you would have told me before this game started to see how many chances there have been in that early goal, I would not have expected just to be 1-0, as there's been chances back and forth in this game.
Highlanders challenging ahead. Nice work here by Payne. Gets the shot through, and Robertson sure-handed. She was in good position, and you don't want to see that get parried out, and she had that firmly in her grasp.
And Payne has been a huge factor in this game here. We see two quick turns here. Obviously gets a shot from well outside the 18, but you got to get those towards the net whenever you can. Obviously they're hoping for a rebound maybe on that one there, but I've liked Payne here for Victoria in this second half.
Well, that's what you like to see, bringing on a player who's a fresh attacking option, who can play with speed, and showed there that she's got some great moves in tight traffic to get that shot away.
And those turns were in very tight quarters as well. Obviously, two defenders on her. And even to get a shot off there, quite impressive.
Harbourside ball. Nice work by Jensen to get free. But it's McCleary for Victoria. Kurtz, Ingram steals the ball away. And just over and out, and we're a bit blocked from Matt Carter's booth, the PA booth down right in front of us, but it is going to be Highlander ball for the throw. Manel Fretwell will do it. There you see Jensen, aggressive, knocking her mark down to the floor. Lister gets the ball forward. It's Kurtz. Kurtz pursued hard by Kinley, and that's going to go back to the keeper once more. In a minute 86 here at Kakinishtuk Stadium in Nanaimo. Harbourside 1, Highlanders 0. Kurtz. And the line is well back for Harbourside here, as they're giving really the Highlanders up to half, but then now you'll see them try to break down and make that key stop, and that's exactly what happens. McCleary to the far sideline, and that's a tough break there. It looked like she was going to be able to change the field of play, and it goes over and out.
Yeah, I like that high swinging ball over to the far side of the field. Obviously, just maybe a funny bounce there to get it out of the reach. But, yeah, just trying to get a different angle there. And we're down to the final minutes here. So expect maybe a push here from the Highlanders as they look for an equalizer.
Approaching minute 87. Harbourside with the throw. And a very tidy effort trying to protect this lead. And at different spurts in the second half, Harbourside's come forward trying to make it 2-0, but I think then settling in and going, okay, we've got the 1-0 lead. Let's make sure we don't make this game go to 1-1. Less aggressive in this back half of the second half than they were in the first 10-15 minutes.
Yeah, I think it's kind of been a tale of two different halves here. It's been similar. Nanaimo had the good start here in the second half. Victoria's definitely turned it on here in the past 20 or so.
And Victoria ball as the defender went down to the turf, and shaking things off is Neistat.
Believe potentially another substitution upcoming here for Victoria at that far side.
Another change in the late going as Faulkner heads off, and she's had some good runs in this game and some good service as well into that box for the Victoria Highlanders, and she heads off this time. So MacArthur comes on for the Highlanders. Here's a Harbourside steal. 3 forward. Ingram had the ball go in behind. Now a Victoria break, but I think the linesman's flag is going to come up. And that was well watched on that offside trap play for the Harbourside defenders there. That could have been dangerous with Harbourside giving up numbers.
Big time there, and Victoria quickly on the counter attack there. We'll see. They're not moving up as quickly, maybe as much as I thought they would here as these final moments start to progress here. Obviously trailing by 1, but a good chance there. Well worked though on that offside trap. The defenders there for Nanaimo stayed very tight together on that line and forced Victoria to go offside.
A long Harbourside boot. Jensen trying to run on. 1v1 against Neistat, who took it away. Neistat for Kurtz. Kurtz galloping through the middle. Ball deflected out, and then Wilkinson puts it back, hoping that Robertson can get there, and fortunately she did. And then pushes it across to the far sideline. Harbourside just trying to keep possession here with the clock moving towards 90.
Can't imagine too much injury time either added onto this one. There really hasn't been too much. I'm not sure if they'll add anything on for the hydration break, but I think maybe maximum 2 minutes here of injury time. We'll have to see, though, as we're coming down to the final moments here.
Any added time is probably more for substitutions than anything else. As we're moving 20 seconds from the 90. 1-0 Harbourside. Very tidy home match. Jensen down the left side. Jensen getting by Neistat. Can she recover the ball? Wonderful work by Neistat to take it away and keep this at 1-0 and maybe give the Highlanders another chance. Victoria through center. Long delivery. Nichols back once again. Robertson comes well out and had to get that to the sideline and over. 3 added minutes it does appear here.
Wow, yeah, 3 minutes there. And a good job there from Nichols to work it all the way back there once again. Robertson's having herself quite a game.
Here's a Victoria break for Payne and put it just off the target. We talked about Payne, the second half substitute, being brilliant since coming in, and just about a moment of magic in the game's final seconds.
And what a time for an equalizer that could have been there as we take a look at the replay. The bouncing ball, Payne, a good job there to connect on this one, and just misses on that far side post, but just about an equalizer there for Victoria.
Certainly rivaling the best Victoria chances in this game. Paige Payne with a wonderful opportunity.
You hear the home crowd here starting to come to life here. The final moments starting to come down as they look for another big win here.
Robertson taking her time, puts it to the near sideline and just booted down as far as Harbourside could get it. Highlander ball. Nice steal by Kinley. And once again, Neistat gets a touch. Trying to bring the Highlanders forward. McCleary. Long feed over the top. Payne trying to latch onto this. Payne right-footed shot, scores! 1-1 in injury time. The most dangerous Victoria Highlander evens the score with maybe a minute and maybe seconds left in this first ever Vancouver Island derby.
That is just an absolute brilliant finish there from Payne. Absolutely slotted in that bottom corner. You see the little dance celebration there, but a great ball there played over the top, and what a finish there. No chance for Robertson. And you take a look, this angle is going to show it probably best here. Brilliant shot, and just like that, the final moments deadlocked.
Harbourside looking to maybe get that back, but precious seconds remain now. A sprawling move to get that ball out from Nichols. Highlanders 1, Harbourside 1. In the waning seconds here at Kakinishtuk Stadium. And the first ever Island Derby comes to an end in a 1-1 draw. What a dramatic finish. And second consecutive game with a point earned for the Victoria Highlanders. Back-to-back draws. And for Harbourside FC, 1 win, 1 draw now, and 3 losses to open up their season through 5 games. But it did look like it was going to be a win today for Harbourside right down until the very final moments, but we're not surprised at all at the player that tied it because we talked about how good Payne was.
Yeah, if there was going to be anyone here for Victoria to get on the board just once, it was going to be Payne. She was all over it here in the second half. We saw with the turns, the touches, and the finish now. That was about as good as it's going to get in that bottom corner. Well done by her, and a great job to earn the point for Victoria.
We'll see some of the match highlights with goals from both sides.
Yeah, and there's that first goal from Alexander. We've seen it quite a few times here tonight. Perfectly slotted over the head of Ramirez in the first half. That was about 15 minutes in to the first half to give Nanaimo the lead. And there was a couple chances from Skalic throughout, especially in this second half. We saw a chance here, the aggressive goaltending from Ramirez. You see her come out there and turn away that effort. But Skalic, I would say, unlucky to not get on the board here tonight. Chance here, we saw about 3 or 4 in the second half from Victoria. Robertson had to be sharp. A couple big saves here, able to not just hang on, but not give up the rebound. As we see that one sliding post to post. Once again, it was Skalic here. Ramirez able to up to the challenge once again as she's able to hang on to this one. I believe next we're going to get the one tipped just over the crossbar. And you see it there from Robertson diving down. She was playing it aggressive at well, way outside of the 18, able to come back. And then here, the equalizer, perfectly placed from Payne. A perfect ball over the top. I didn't know if that was going to pay off in the end, the ball over the top. In the end, it gets the equalizer, a point each. And what a first way to kick off an Island Derby here between Nanaimo and Victoria.
Both clubs will take home 1 point in this one in the draw. Still, the Highlanders looking for that first win of the season, but they haven't played a home match yet. So 2 draws in 3 tries on the road. And for Harbourside, their first draw, they've got now points in back-to-back games, coming off a win, so a win and a draw in their last 2 matches. We'll duck out and make way for the men's game. The first ever Highlanders Harbourside Men's League One Derby is coming up. 1-1 today's final in the women's match. On behalf of Tony Trozo, this is Dan Marshall. More soccer coming up on Shaw Spotlight.
Shaw Spotlight's mission is to celebrate, engage, and connect our communities, sharing a broad spectrum of in-depth stories featuring fascinating people, interesting places, and inspiring stories from across our amazing country. Canada is home to vast diversity, heartwarming humanity, and unforgettable experiences, all of which can be viewed anytime, anywhere on our social channels.
I moved to Nanaimo during the year of 2012. Then I was hearing lots about the Nanaimo Clippers, and knowing that they're a very good junior A hockey team here in town. I went to my first hockey game here in Nanaimo and thought it was, wow, it's amazing. Like, these guys actually have good skills in hockey. Because they give us dedication to putting on such good sports for us, I felt, how could I do this? I would love to be able to give my dedication back to them as being a true big fan of theirs. And I thought of this. Let's be a super fan. Let's create this whole thing and see where it goes. Let's go, Clippers! The sports I love to watch here in Nanaimo are the Nanaimo Night Owls, Nanaimo Timberman lacrosse team, Nanaimo Buccaneers Junior B team, our awesome